Hey Gemini, we're going to be doing your reading, so we're going to get right into it and see what is going on for you guys, Gemini. All right, Gemini. Let's see. Gemini. Hold on, I feel like this card wants to come out. The Nine of Pentacles. All right. Okay. All right, Gemini. So maybe there's something here that you are either like finally, I don't want to say finally, I don't know, but like seeing results of something, okay? Maybe like a lot of hard work you've been putting in. There might be something that you're like, you know what, actually I can do this by myself, that kind of thing. Also, Gemini, maybe you're just focusing on like your own like autonomy, like your own, you know, I almost want to say you against the world. So, all right, let's see what's up with this, Gemini. Gemini. All right. I also want to say conserving something or conservation, a conservation. All right, let's see. Yeah, like not a conversation, a conservation. So, all right, let's see what's up. Gemini. Okay. The Lovers is at the bottom. That's you guys, Gemini. So, all right, let's see what's going on here. So you guys have the Three of Wands, and this is showing up for your current energy. I think there's something that you're expanding on. I think there's something that you're like, I'm not going to wait on this. I'm pushing out. I'm venturing out on something. That's what I'm feeling, okay? Definitely, like, I almost feel like you're like, you know what? Like, I kind of was like the world is your oyster. I've said that before in a reading. I don't know. I don't say that in like real life. Like I don't walk around saying that. Okay, but I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling. There's something like that. You're just like, I'm ready. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're like, I ventured out on this, and it's almost like now you're like ready to hear back, or you're ready to see the results of something that you have kind of like put work into. That's what I'm saying. This feels like, it feels good, Gemini. So, all right, you have the Six of Pentacles, and this is showing up in your environment. I feel like there's an energy of like equal give and take, something like that. Okay, going back and forth, maybe like taking turns with something, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's like your turn to, I kind of want to say like show off a little bit, really, okay? I mean, you have the Strength card showing up for part of your opportunity, so it certainly could be, Gemini, all right? There's something about that, but I do think that there's like, you know, again, equal give and take, or whatever it is that you've like kind of put all this work into. I think the environment, like, or whatever's going on around you, I think you're like getting like paid back for that, or you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So, all right, you have the Seven of Cups, and this is showing up for the possible challenge here. Maybe there's just friggin' confusion here, or maybe you're feeling like there's no way this is real, this has got to be a dream, something like that, okay? I'll also tell you, I wonder if maybe the challenge is other people around you being like, God, you're always daydreaming, or this, that, the other. Like, I've heard that my entire friggin' life, and you know something? Yeah, I like to I like to daydream, so therefore I'm going to daydream a lot, you know? I don't know, but maybe that's something that like, well, you're a Gemini, I guarantee that you're freaking daydreaming about something, Gemini, you know, like makes sense to me. So, all right. Okay. I also kind of feel like you might be, the challenge here might also just be like, I don't know how this is going to go. Like it could go this way, it could go this way, or like, is this really like even an option, or is this really like available to me? Something like that, okay? You might just be feeling like something is like an illusion, or, you know, it almost feels like the Seven of Cups like morphed with like the Seven of Swords, being like, is this really attainable? Is this really happening? Like, you know, when they say like, pinch me, I'm dreaming, a little bit I'm feeling like that, okay? So, all right, for your opportunity, you have the Strength card. So, yep, I think there's something here that you have the opportunity to either dominate something, okay, like taming the beast and like pushing forward on something, okay, that kind of thing, or you have the opportunity to like display yourself in a way that maybe not everybody would do, that kind of thing. Nothing wrong with that. That is just going to set you apart from, you know, everybody else, that kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with that, all right? That's kind of what I'm feeling here. I really, really like this Strength card for your opportunity. I'm telling you, there's been something that you have put in work into, okay? That kind of stuff. Like you really have been like working hard, maybe trying to like be more independent about something, or trying to prove to yourself, like, again, I can do this by myself, that kind of stuff. I really, really like this energy. It feels friggin' exciting. So, all right, let's get out your Oracle cards, and then, we'll get into the tarot more. Okay. Interesting. So with the Seven of Cups here, you guys have conclusions are within reach. So that's kind of interesting. So let's see what's going on here. Gemini, you might be dealing with an Aquarius, okay? All right, certainly could be. All right, so let's see. The reverse Eight of Pentacles, that's really interesting. Aquarius got that, yeah, they got that card, I want to say in their environment. So what the, and the Eight of Wands, dude, that's the exact same oracle card that they got too. They got like the energies gaining momentum. So all right, let's see what's up here. Maybe the initials AG are, I was gonna say satisfactory. What the heck is like important in some sense. So all right, let's see what's going on. I'm telling you, there's the Seven of Swords I was feeling. I was like, that's going to be wrapped up with that Seven of Cups. That's what I'm saying, dude. There's something going on here. So, all right, let's see. Queen of Wands is at the bottom. I really think that the Aquarius reading, even if you're not an Aquarius, I'm telling you, there's going to be something in there for you that's going to like make sense or something, because I see a lot of similar energies, not so much the storyline, but similar energies. All right. So, okay. So with the Three of Wands here, you guys have the Judgment card. I feel like in the past energy, there was a judgment call made, or there was some type of decision. Okay. Maybe standing up for something, that kind of thing. All right. Answering the call, whatever the heck it is. I feel like right now you're in the energy of maybe waiting to hear back on something, that kind of stuff. But again, I feel like this is really like, okay, I did the right thing. I stood up, I rose to the occasion, or made this decision, whatever the heck it is. And I feel like maybe even coming clean about something, you know, something like that. And I feel like right now your current energy again is like waiting to see what's going to come back from whatever this judgment call in the past was. Okay. That kind of thing. That's what I'm feeling. And again, I feel like there's like excitement, or, you know, something that is like paired with this. So, all right. In your environment, you guys have the Emperor with the Six of Pentacles. So it feels like in the past energy, there was, I want to say, you maybe taking the initiative on something, or there was a situation that required like somebody to take some sort of initiative here, that kind of stuff. Okay. I almost want to say initials. I know I just said AG might be an important initial. So there might be something about that. Okay. That kind of stuff. All right. I also wonder if maybe you were in a position to kind of like lead something, or again, there was maybe something going on around you that you were like, I am forced to step up into maybe really being like looking after everybody, or making sure that everyone's kind of like following your lead, that kind of stuff. Okay. I feel like that was something in the past that happened, or I don't know, something like that. And I feel like right now in your environment, again, there's this energy of like an even exchange, or maybe even somebody who's in a position of authority being like, I know exactly where I want to, like, I'm going to give this thing to this person, or whatever it is. Okay. And it might be you. It might be you. I was going to call you Leo. It might be you that like somebody in an authority position, something about that might be getting ready to kind of give you something, or I don't know. I also want to kind of say payback, but why does that feel sketchy, or not sketchy? It feels, I don't know. I don't mean it in like a bad way. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So, all right, let's see what's going on with this challenge. Super interesting. Again, I was definitely feeling the Seven of Swords coming out. So I kind of am like, I feel like that was probably accurate with this challenge. I do think that there's something about possibly feeling like, you know, again, is this like real, or is this attainable? Is this really happening, or is this an illusion? You know, something about that. Okay. Again, you have it with this full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. All right. I feel like the number 15 or a Capricorn person might have something to do with this. I don't know why or how or what, but I don't know, something about that. Okay. Maybe you guys are big into numbers, or, you know, something. Okay. So in any case, I do think that in the past energy, I think that maybe there was maybe a discrepancy of some sort. Okay. Or there was, you know, maybe feeling like if it's not discrepancy, it's almost like you went into something being like, okay, I feel like this is going to be the result of this, or this is the conclusion. This is whatever it is that I'm expecting. And I wonder if that like didn't maybe go the way that you anticipated in some sense, that kind of stuff. All right. I feel like maybe there was some type of, help that was given in the past energy, that kind of stuff, or maybe even like getting out of something in some sense. But the main energy that I'm feeling, Gemini, is that either a lie has caused confusion now, okay? But if that's the case, I feel like whoever is on the opposite end of it is very much so figuring that out, putting it together. I don't know whether they're speaking up on it, but I do understand that, okay? Like kind of somebody else, understanding that or being like, I see what's going on, like that kind of stuff. And then I also do understand the storyline of being like, the challenge being like, okay, is this attainable? Is this like, is there, like, how am I going to do this? Like, how is this, how are we going to cause like, we need to cause a distraction, or how are we going to, how can I put this together? Is this even attainable? That's really what I'm getting. Kind of that imposter syndrome type of situation, okay? Maybe even having too many things to choose from, but it feels like in the past there was already kind of some choice made or some type of like decision, whatever it was, okay? That kind of stuff. So, all right. Again, I also do understand maybe being like, I want to be able to see exactly what is going to be the end result of something, that kind of stuff. And that might be just part of the challenge, okay? Things just maybe are still being worked out or something like that. So, all right. So you have the 3 of Swords, and then you have it with the three of, I think you guys maybe like the number 37, okay? You have 7, 7, and then you have 3, 3 right underneath it. So it's kind of interesting, actually. All right. So let's see. Okay, so, there is something about separating something here, okay? That kind of stuff. Maybe for some of you, if this is like a lie that like got out of control, or a lie that just like caused like, more confusion than was necessary in the first place, then maybe, something here, what to do is to possibly like offer an apology or go through some like healing situation, that kind of stuff, okay? There also might be an energy of like separating something, that kind of thing, okay? But here's what I'm feeling. With this separation energy, if that is, part of whatever this is here, then I feel like what that's bringing in is more expansion or more time for something to get back to you, more time for to see the results of something, or to see like what is going to come back from whatever this like judgment card is, or being like, okay, I worked super hard, like I gave like everything I had or everything I could, whatever the heck it is, to a certain thing, and now I feel like you just are in the energy of maybe again having to go through like again an apology or a healing of some sort, or a separation of some sort here, that kind of stuff, in an energy to like expand forward, and also seeing what like we're saying, seeing what is coming back from this, what is going to really come back from this, that kind of stuff. Especially because I do think part of the challenge here is maybe like not exactly knowing like, okay, what is this, or how is this going to work, okay? All right, so you have the Death card. This is showing up as what to avoid. So I kind of feel like this is maybe avoid going into a new cycle before this current one is like really wrapped up, all right? Conclusions are within reach, so it does feel like, the finality of something is within reach in some sense. So again, it's like, don't plan for the next thing, or don't kind of transition into something before this situation here is really fully, again, wrapped up. And I think part of that has to do with waiting to see what is coming back from a particular decision or something like that, all right? That's what I think. For some of you guys, maybe there's a Scorpio person that it's like, hey, it's best to kind of give this person some space for whatever reason, all right? That kind of stuff. I would also say don't accept anything that you feel like is not, that you don't want to accept, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. Okay, so let's see. So for your opportunity, you have first quarter moon in Taurus, release control, and then you have it with the High Priestess and the Strength card. High Priestess also came out in Aquarius's reading. So again, the stories are different, but the there's energies that are quite similar. All right. So I would watch the Aquarius reading. Okay. So release control, High Priestess, and the Strength card again for your opportunity. I think there was something in the past that you were maybe feeling there. I'm wondering if there was something in the past that you were like, I don't want to expose this particular thing, or feeling like kind of nervous about something, maybe even unsure, maybe even questioning somebody else's motives, or questioning like maybe your own motives, like why am I doing this, like why, like what am I expecting back from this, that kind of stuff. I feel like that maybe that's your opportunity, okay, to kind of like almost question yourself about something. what I also think is in the past, there was maybe something that you maybe made a decision quite intuitively, that kind of stuff, okay? That certainly could have been part of whatever this is. But what I'm feeling like now, the opportunity is to like keep that up in some sense, okay? To keep that up. But here's the thing, you have this release control energy here. So this strength card, like this can be I mean, you know, you think about like taming the beast, that requires a certain level of like inner control, inner calm, that kind of stuff, okay? That's also something that like I feel like we have to, if we're not born on this planet with that like already ingrained in our DNA, that's something that does take like work and effort, that kind of stuff, okay? So maybe this has something to do with like allowing yourself to maybe be more fluid, more intuitive, that stuff, and maybe not so like planning and like what's the next thing and, you know, whatever the heck it is, or how is this gonna, you know, end up in the end, or whatever the heck it is, or like, am I making the right choice? Am I not making the right choice? Like, you know, something like that. It feels a little scattered as part of your challenge. I might have said that exact same line to Aquarius. I think I did. I swear to God. So really interesting. I do think that this is maybe, you might have the opportunity here to kind of like let loose a little bit, or like kind of let yourself like be a little bit wild, that kind of stuff, okay? That's kind of what I'm feeling. It feels like your environment is friggin' here for it. So I don't know. To me, this feels positive. So, okay. Let's see. I mean, I almost feel, this sounds so counterintuitive, but I almost feel like right now it's okay to be like not so grounded in reality. Doesn't that sound wild? It really does. But listen, I don't know that there's something about that. I don't know what this is entailing, but there's something about like allowing yourself to kind of like not be so like rigid or so in control of something here, you know. That's what I'm feeling. I even feel like you might have even felt like in the past like everyone's staring at me or something about that. Maybe, you know, maybe certainly could be. I'm not going to gaslight you and say, oh no, they're not. I used to tell all the time, I felt like people were friggin' staring at me, and I always got told like, no, they're not, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I don't think I'm making it up, dude. Or I don't know, whatever. But okay, so let's see. You have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. Then you have it with the Queen of Cups here. This is showing up as like kind of what to do here for this opportunity. So I would say don't overgive to something that you don't need to overgive to the point that you're going to feel friggin' depleted, okay? That's kind of what I'm understanding here. All right. I also want to say there might be something here where it's like, okay, like you don't have to do something completely by yourself, all right? I feel like you maybe have already done that, and this is maybe the energy of like, now might be the time to kind of like allow somebody else to like help you out in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. There also might be something here that, again, it's like, do not deplete yourself, all right? This Strength card, you know, is part of your opportunity. Definitely a card of endurance, okay? And with this like release control, that to me feels like sustained endurance. So it could definitely be that there's something like you got to reserve some of your resources right now. You already put out like enough. You already kind of like worked hard on something or got to a certain level of success or being able to do something independently. It might be just that it's like, hey, you like, please reserve your energy for whatever this is here, okay? That kind of stuff. Okay, so let's see. And then you have it with the Queen of Cups. So it's like, what I feel like this almost feels like making sure that like you're emotionally like ready for whatever is going on here, okay? Or something about that, all right? Maybe even like being able to like really intuitively tap in and read like the energy, read the room, read the situation, that kind of stuff. And that's what I'm saying is like adjusting your plan or doing whatever it is based on more of like a feelings-based thing, okay? As opposed to like very logical, I need to know what's coming next and this, that, the other, you know? That kind of stuff. That's really what I'm feeling here. You have the Sun card is what to avoid, so super interesting, okay? Maybe this, I want to say avoid like being like overexposed in some sense, okay? That kind of stuff. I'm also getting something about like an age of some sort, so maybe there's, I don't know, maybe there's something where it's like you have to be like a certain age for something. I don't know what the heck this is, but you know, particularly what that means, but I am getting something about that, okay? That kind of thing. All right, I also want to say maybe this is like avoid looking too happy about something. I just don't know where that's coming from, but like, I don't know. There might be something in that. It's like avoid like looking too thrilled or being like too like wearing your emotions on your sleeves or like on your face, or I don't know, something like that, okay? Obviously, if this is something where it's like, yeah, but I need to like, I need to express my emotions in that way, then obviously that's, you know, that's not what we're talking about, or that's not the advice like being given. But for whatever reason, this like high priestess and like all this energy here, like there just might be something where it's like, hey, again, maybe avoiding a friggin' Leo. I mean, I don't know. You have 2 Leo cards here showing up as your opportunity. And there also might be something where it's like during the day, maybe there's something to avoid during the day. And maybe there's something that is like, hey, kind of doing something like at night or under the moonlight. Okay, something like that. All right, so that's what I have for you guys. I hope this reading made sense and was helpful, all that kind of stuff. If not, you can check your other placements, and I'll see you guys back for your next one. Thank you. Bye.